AITA for accepting my daughter's request for me to walk her down the aisle and fill in for a mother-daughter dance at her wedding when my husband has been her stepdad since she was 10. I lost my first husband when our children Calla 24F and Hawthorne 26 meters were 6 and 8 years old. I remarried 4 years later. I met my husband a year after losing my late husband. We were friends for several months, dated some, stronger feelings developed and I introduced him to the kids to see how they would get along. We halted for a year while my kids and I did some therapy because their reaction to my husband was strongly negative, because they didn't want to replace their dad, but once therapy was ongoing they were doing better. From there things moved faster but the kids were on board for things to move on. They were clear, however, that my husband was not going to be filling the role of a dad in their lives. My husband said he was fine with it as long as he was respected and they could work toward being caring family. Calla and I were always close but she was a real daddy's girl. Losing her dad was extremely tough for her. She did form a nice relationship with my husband but it comes nowhere close to the bond she had with her dad. From the age of 12 she and I became much closer. I think my parenting style as well as my willingness to talk about her dad even after I remarried made me someone she felt she could be open with. She was 15 when she told me if she ever got married she would want me to walk her down the aisle and for us to do a mother-daughter dance instead of a father-daughter one. I told her we could dance to the song her dad used to sing to her. She said she loved the idea, even though she seemed to mean it. I always assumed things would change when she got older. I figured she would choose to walk alone, with her brother as a representation of her dad and their close relationship as well as for the societal expectation for a man to do it, or with her husband. But when she got engaged 3 weeks ago she asked me right away. She brought up our past conversation and told me she wanted exactly that. I told her I would be honored. We cried tears of joy together. I told her that her dad would be so proud. My husband took the news in a way I did not expect. His first question was whether I suggested she ask us both to do it and I told him no. Then he asked if she ever considered asking him and I said I could not answer that for her. He asked me if I thought of him when I said yes. He asked whether I gave any thought to all he has done for Calla, for both kids, and the fact he's still not looked upon as a fatherly figure all these years later. I told him I did not think of him when asked because I was overjoyed. He told me I should have given him a lot more consideration and I should have tried to compromise with my daughter. I thought he would change his stance but now 3 weeks on and he feels I was wrong. He told me he felt he deserved more from all of us, but especially me. He said I am his wife. I should be working on making sure he is respected and honored for his contribution to the kids' lives. AITA.